Firefighters, brave, selfless men who rush out to fight one of the most dangerous elements, fire. Their work has always been crucial for our society, while their uniform has been constantly changing. Let's take a look. In the 18th century, firefighters wore white shorts and sand-colored pants. They covered their shorts with red vests with gold buttons and trim. Their feet were protected by black knee-high boots and their hats were covered with a triangle head. Another version of the uniform consists of a blue coat with a flared bottom fastened with 10 silver buttons. White gaiters and black shoes with a silver buckle were worn on their feet, and on their head there was a helmet with white lowered brim. In the early 19th century, firefighters used to wear gray double-breast coats with a stand-up collar and pants. Their necks were covered with red scarves, while a black belt with a gold buckle was fastened around the waist. The helmet was also black with a white lower brim on the back and a large silver badge on the front. In the first half of the 19th century, the uniform still featured a blue cropped coat with gold collar buttons. The color of the pants matched that of the overcoat. Under the coat, there was a double-breast waist and a white short, while the neck they tied a light-colored handkerchief. The firefighters wore white leggings with red ties and black boots with white, light brown lapels. A black helmet with a gold badge covered their heads. Firefighters also wore a red double-breast jackets. Their pants became gray, the scarf around the neck was of the same color. The hat was replaced by a black helmet with white brim in the back and a large badge in the front. As for feet, firefighters wore knee-high black boots. Later, firefighters wore white suspenders with a red jacket. The pants were blue with a red belt. Black boots became taller and covered the knees. The brim of the helmet was lowered at the back, covering the neck. In the next decade, firefighters wore light brown jackets with collars over white shorts. The buttons were of elegant silver color. The firefighters wore a red bow tie on their necks and a brown belt around their waists. The color of the pants was the same as the jacket and the boots were replaced by brown shoes. The helmet shape became even more like a hat with a white brim and silver collar with a gold badge on the front. There was also a uniform in dark blue. Firefighters wore single-breast uniforms with silver buttons and red trim on the sleeves. A black belt with red trim was worn around the waist. The shoes on their feet were dark. A golden helmet with a pike and engraving was put on the head. Another version of the blue uniform included a double-breast uniform with golden buttons. A black belt with a gold buckle was worn around the waist. The head of the firefighters was covered with a hat with a flat round top. At the beginning of the 20th century, the gold buttons and belt buckle became silver in color. Meanwhile, wool pants turned to black rubber ones. The uniform also featured a black leather coat, gray short, tie, and pants. Meanwhile, the belt became brown. They wore black helmets with white brim in the back. In the 1930s, firefighters wore an all-black uniform featuring a single-breast jacket with gold buttons and belt, pants, boots, as well as gold-colored helmet. In the following decade, firefighters wore double-breast coats. Their hats were covered with military helmets used at that time. In the 1950s, firemen resumed wearing a knee-length jackets, but with a yellow reflective stripe on it. Pants were blue, while the boots were black with white lapels and white inserts. The helmet got a well-known shape with white and lower back brim and black with special red and white markings. In the 1970s, firefighters kept wearing a lone jacket with yellow stripes on the chest and along the jacket's edges. Such stripes also appeared on the boots. The helmet was all black. The firefighters also wore blue uniforms, but the rubber trousers became yellow. Black shoes were worn on the feet. In the same color as the pants, there was also a hard hat without a white brim. In the late 1980s, a new blue uniform appeared, featuring a lone jacket with a concealed zipper and pants. The uniform was made of special flame-retardant and waterproof fabric. Gray reflective stripes were traditionally applied to the uniform on the chest, along the edge of the jacket and pants. The helmet got a chin strap and became rounded with slightly longer brim at the back. The uniform also came in both brown and yellow with red stripes. The same color was also used for the helmet. In the late 1990s, a new improved orange-colored uniform was introduced. The gray reflective stripes were highlighted in yellow. Meanwhile, the knees feature black inserts of a special material making the uniform feel less restrictive. Nowadays, firefighters are still wearing long oversized jackets with reflective stripes, pants with special inserts, and black boots. The uniforms are also available in red, blue, black, and khaki. In addition to the reflective stripes, one of the most recent uniform designs also features a red stripe with a checkerboard pattern. Firefighters wear lightweight helmets made of heat-resistant plastic with a movable visor that protects the face. The helmet can also be of different colors: yellow, white, black, or red. Neck protection, also called pelerin, made of non-flammable fabric, may be attached to the back of the helmet.